Good morning children, Sairam. Welcome to this session. Today let us revise what the topic we have learned, verbs. Okay, we have finished with the three parts of the verbs. Now let us revise what we have learned in the previous videos. Okay, now what did we learn? We learned about verbs. What is a verb? Verb is a word that denotes an action or predicates a fact. It can be either an action or it can be a fact. Can you remember the examples what I had given? She plays with the ball. Plays is an action. Birds fly in the sky. Fly is an action. So Ramu kicked the ball. Kicked is an action. So anything action is called, that word is called a verb. A fact. Ram is a good boy. It is a fact. So is a fact. So that is also a verb. Okay. So the sun, examples I am giving you. The sun rises in the east. So rises is there. That is the action verb. Sita visited her friend. Visited is the verb. That is the action. Ram is a good boy. It is a fact. He was a brave boy. That is also a fact. So was, is, all these are fact sentences. Understood what is action and fact? Okay. The important word in a sentence is the verb. Okay. We cannot make a sentence without a verb. If there is only one word in a sentence, the word must be the verb. Okay. This I already given you example. If I tell you stand, it is a verb. Walk, sit, any word, one word if you tell, it should be a verb only. We cannot make a sentence without a verb. Okay. Now there are two kinds of verbs. One is the main and one second main verb or the principal verb, and second one is the auxiliary verb. What is meant by the main verb? When the words denote action by itself and it does not require any word to express its meanings, they are known as principal or the main word. Okay. So he kicks the ball. Kicks. So it gives meaning on its own, isn't it? It does not require any word to express its meaning. So it is a principal or the main verb. And what is the auxiliary verb? Some words with the help of words help the main verbs to form its tense, mood or voice, etc. Therefore, such verbs are called as helping or auxiliary verbs. Helping or auxiliary verbs are of three kinds. Hope you remember, children. There are three kinds of helping verbs. See, I showed you the examples also. They are being verbs, having verbs and doing verbs. What are they? Being verbs, having verbs and doing. So when you go through the video, I've given you the list of all the being verbs, doing verbs as well as having verbs. Other than that, there are other words in auxiliary: can, could, shall, should, ought, might, be. In all those are other auxiliary verbs. Go through that first video so you will revise everything. Okay. Now I give you some examples of auxiliary and main verb. I can sing well. Can is what? Auxiliary. Sing is the main verb. So first you pick out the main verb. So the verb which gives more meaning or gives additional meaning for that verb, that is the auxiliary. Or according to the tense. Okay, I can sing well. Can is the auxiliary, sing is the main verb. He has written the poem. Has is what? Auxiliary, and written is main verb. Hope you all understood this. Next one we learnt about the kinds of principal verbs. That is, one is the transitive verb and second one is intransitive. What are transitive verbs? These verbs require an object to complete the meaning, or we can say they denote an action which do not stop with the subject but passes on to some other noun or pronoun. So this sentence will need a subject. You can see the examples over here. Nita sings a song. Nita sings, not only it is not stopping with sings. Nita sings what? A song. There is an object. Nita's action of singing passes on to a song. So it is a transitive sentence. The horse kicked the boy. The horse's action of kicking passes on to the boy. So The underlined words are transitive verbs. Hope you all understood transitive. Now what are intransitive? They do not require an object to make sense, or we can say the words denote an action which stops to the subject and does not pass on to any other noun or pronoun. It stops with the subject. The baby smiles, over. The stars twinkle, that itself it is over. It does not pass on to the object. If there is no object, it is intransitive verbs. See the example of the sentence, baby smiles. The underlined words here are intransitive verbs because the action of smiling stops with the baby in the first sentence, isn't it? The next second one was the stars twinkle. The action of twinkling stops with the stars. There are no objects in the sentence. So when there is no object, it is called as intransitive, and when there are objects, it is called as transitive sentence. The action is passed on to the object. Okay, understood? Transitive and intransitive. Now let us go to the third part. What we learned? We learned about tenses. Okay, there are three main broad classification of tenses. The verb, what are they? That is the present tense, past tense and future tense, isn't it? Under present tense, what is meant by present tense? The verb that refers to the present time is said to be the present tense. Seema dances well. So this dance is present tense. This dance, the word is in present verb. Second one, past tense. The verb that refers to the past time is in the past tense. Seema danced well yesterday. If I tell you dance, it is over. The action is over, past time. It is past tense. Then future tense, the verb that refers to the future time is in the future tense. That is, Seema will dance well. Okay. So will dance, that is in future, tomorrow or after that, after 10 days. So when we talk about future, we use future tense. So what are the types of present tense we learned? Simple present tense, present continuous. Hope you remember that, children. See here. Simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Hope you remember. Then under past tense also there are four types. Simple past tense, then past continuous tense, past perfect tense and past perfect continuous tense. Okay. Under future, what did we learn? Simple future tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense and future perfect continuous tense. This four in each. Present tense, there are four types, and past also four and future also four. Let us revise the examples, children. See here. Okay. Now in present. First we'll start with present tense. I study English. This is study, isn't it? That is in the present tense. And past tense, what will you tell? I studied English. STUDIED. That is in the past tense. Future, I will study English. That will be the future tense. Understood? Continuous means what should be there? ING, isn't it? I am studying English is the present tense. For past tense, what will you tell? I was, because it is already over. So past tense, I was studying English. And future, I will be studying. But everywhere you should remember, for continuous tense, ING should be added to the verb. Okay? Then present perfect tense, I have studied. Always it should come have for present, have or has for present perfect tense. For past perfect, only had. I had and studied. Studied is a participle, past participle. And future perfect will be I will have studied. This table, if you remember, so you can write any type of sentences. Okay. Then present perfect continuous, I have been. I told you been plus continuous means ing should be. I have been studying English. I had been studying English. And I will have been studying English. Understood how to write? Hope you remember this table. Let me revise once again. Simple present tense will be I study English. Okay. This is the, I'll revise again. Okay. So what is simple present tense? I study English. Simple past tense, I studied English. And simple future tense, I will study English. Understood? So simple is very clear. Now continuous means what should be there? Ing. I am studying English. I was, because past tense, I was studying English. Future, I will be studying English. Understood? Now, present perfect, have or has plus past participle. I have studied English. Then past tense will be I had studied English. And future will be I will have studied English. Okay, then present perfect continuous, have been or has been, it should come for present tense. So I have been studying English. Okay, for past tense, I had been studying English. And future will be I will have been studying English. Understood? Hope this table is very clear, children. So any type of sentence, once you remember like this table, it will be easy for you all to make. Okay, shall we do a small exercise? Okay, shall we do match the following? I think you all love to do match the following, isn't it? So now we'll make meaningful sentences by matching column A to B. Okay, this is the exercise in your workbook. Okay, we can do one from this. He and his father. No, now you're going to select from this. Okay, now I'll give you 1 minute, 1 second to just go through the sentence. Let me read A and let me read B. He and his father. That side it has finished her work. Seema has not. Start in few minutes. Hari has decided where sleeping. The show will to visit Raman. Okay, Raman or Raman. So A, he and his father. What can you start? What can you give? Shall I match? He and his father were sleeping. This will be the first one. Okay. Seema has where Seema means she's a girl. Is there anything of her, his, her, she? Seema has not finished her work. This will be the second one. Hari has decided to visit Raman. This will be the third one. The show will start in few minutes. This will be the fourth. Understood? So just see the meaning of this. And he and his father. So he and his father, two person are there, isn't it? So it cannot come start in few minutes or finished her work. How will it come? It can, both two people were there. So are there. So you'll write where visit, where sleeping. Okay, understood how to do? Seema has not. Seema is a girl. So you can write Seema has not finished her work. Hari has decided. Will it come start in few minutes? How can it come? It cannot come, isn't it? So Hari has decided to visit Raman. The show will start in few minutes. So this is an exercise in your workbook. So this is just matching the sentences of the proper tense. Okay. So you will I'll give you some more. In the next we will revise when we are doing written work. I will give you all the exercises. So hope you all understood the verbs. So we learnt about action verbs. We learnt about fact and what are verbs we learnt. And we learnt about a main verb, principal verb and auxiliary, isn't it? What is meant by principal and auxiliary I revised. Then we learnt about types of principal verb, transitive and intransitive. Then we learnt about tenses. Okay, the kinds of types of tenses, present tense, past tense, future, everything I have revised. Hope you all understood verbs very well, children. See you in the next. Thank you. Bye bye, children.